Hey guys, and welcome to this video. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how to achieve this super simple, everyday, daytime friendly makeup look. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So I'm just gonna start by priming my face. And for that, I'm gonna use the Catrice Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Mattifying Long-Lasting Oil-Free Primer. That's a mouthful. And I like this primer because it goes on feeling like a moisturizer, very smooth, not silicone-y, just a smooth moisturizer feeling, and then it sets completely and gets tacky, and it doesn't leave your face feeling slick or slippery. It leaves it feeling very tacky so that the product you put on next will have something to stick to. And now I'm gonna go in with my BB cream. I've been loving this one. This was in my top 5 favorite BB creams for oily skin. It's the Perfect Cover BB cream by Misha, and I am in the shade number 27. And this doesn't keep me matte all day long, but I don't like a super matte look for daytime. I like my skin to still look like skin, still have a little bit of dewiness to it. So I definitely have to blot throughout the day when I wear this, but again, I don't like a super flat matte looking base when I'm gonna be going out in the daytime and natural light. So I just apply this using my L'Oreal foundation sponge and start with a nice thin layer. Because again, one of the best ways to prevent yourself from getting really cakey and oily is to have less makeup on. So for my everyday makeup look, I like to do something very natural just to even out my skin tone. And that just leaves my skin looking like skin, but nice and evened out. And then for concealer, I'm gonna go in with my favorite concealer, very well loved and messy right now, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm gonna use the shade 10. And for every day, I just apply a little bit of concealer right where I really need it, here where I have the darkness, and blend it out with my finger, because again, that leaves the most natural looking finish. And instead of highlighting with concealer all over my face, I just take whatever's left on my finger and bring it down a little bit so that the brightness isn't just right underneath my eye, and it looks more like an overall under eye highlight and not just a concealer. But since it's every day, I don't want to be adding a ton of product on my face, so I have the coverage and most of the product right where I need it underneath my eyes, and then I just spread a little bit wherever else I need some, but that's it. So my overall strategy with everyday makeup is less is more. So a nice thin layer of BB cream, a little bit of under eye concealer, and that's it for the base. Because if I went in with a heavy foundation and then went over that with a ton of concealer, my oily skin would break that down in a hot summer day in no time. So the way I can use products that are more dewy and fresh looking is to use less of them and just work in very thin layers, and that leaves my skin looking like skin but still gives me the coverage that I want. The next thing I do is go in with my trusty Rimmel Stay Matte Powder to set underneath my eyes. I'm just going to use an e.l.f. blush brush to apply it underneath my eyes, and then take a larger brush for the rest of my face. This is the AOA Studio F20, and I just apply that everywhere except for this area right here where my pores are the largest. And then for this area, I take some sort of a sponge or a powder puff and dip that into the powder, and then really press the powder into this area to minimize the appearance of those pores. And then just dust the excess away, and that just smooths everything out in this area. Next up, I take my bronzer. This is the one I've been reaching for. This is my number 7 bronzer in the shade Maple. And this is just that perfect shade that you can use as a contour and as a bronzer. And it's not gonna make you look orange or too harshly contoured. So I think it's a perfect kind of everyday bronzer slash contour. And it's one less product that you have to work into your routine because it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. That's such a sad saying. I just take this kind of underneath my cheekbone and work it up to the top of my cheekbone as well, and then up the side of my forehead and along my hairline. And then I like to go in with a blush, and usually I use matte blushes during the day and then maybe a little bit of a natural highlight. But lately I've been using this Apricot in the Middle shade because it's a nice peachy color, but it has a bit of shimmer running through it, so it kind of works as a blush slash highlight. And I've been applying it using this Wet n Wild highlighting brush from their Unicorn Glow collection because it's nice and small and you can get right on the apples of the cheeks. So the way that I apply blush is if I made a line like this from the middle of my eye and the arch of my brow, I leave all this area untouched and then put the blush on this side just so you don't bring it in too far and it doesn't look like you're sunburnt. It just looks like a flush of color, and I just kind of bring it upward again to just lift the cheek. And this just gives like a nice natural looking highlight, but it's nothing too intense for daytime. And I've already done my brows using the e.l.f. Lock On Liner and Brow Gel, but I'm going to set them using this Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. And that's really the main part done. The eyes and lips are really simple, so I just take whatever highlighter I have in my makeup kit. Right now I've got this highlighter from Catrice from their Prime and Fine Professional Contour Palette, so I'm just going to take that highlighter, put some on my pinky, and highlight my inner corners. And now I'm just going to curl my lashes using these Tweezerman eyelash curlers. And then apply about 500 coats of this Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And you want to make sure you get all the way down to the root of the lash so it kind of tight lines the upper lash line. And since this is all we're really doing for the eyes, just take your time with applying a good amount of mascara and really building up the volume. And then I like to apply to my lower lashes as well. And then for the lips, I always like to go with something matte for daytime because this BB cream does require blotting throughout the day. It can get a little bit shiny, so I feel like if you've got a shiny face and shiny lips, it just adds to the overall look of being oily. Whereas if you've got matte lips, it kind of helps to balance out the rest of the shine, if that makes sense. So the lip color I'm going to use is a new one I've been loving, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Paints Matte in the shade 342 Tongue Tied. It's just a nice, neutral, everyday shade. And that is it. That's all I do to achieve this really natural looking, simple makeup look. I think for everyday and daytime looks, it's important to just focus on the skin, go really easy on the eyes and the lips, but focus on making your skin look the best that it can look and as natural as possible. And then throw on some mascara and a good lipstick and you're good to go. You can change out the lip color. You could throw on a really vibrant red orange or a fuchsia color to really spice up this look if you're going somewhere a little bit more special. But as far as my everyday makeup, this is kind of the look I go for. So I really hope that you guys found this video helpful and that you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what makeup tutorial you want to see next, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.